Today we will be reading a Krampus fanfiction story. It's almost Christmas, people, and it's great to just read stories like these to get into the Christmas spirit. I'm just gonna read this to you all, and if I laugh or say something like a little critique, don't take it the wrong way. We all need to critique each other when we write stories so that we can get better. Krampus fanfic love story. He is coming. You can't run. You can't hide. The only thing you can do is to pray. But why do they have a sexy image of Krampus? Like he's shirtless and he has this cat on his lap. Why does he have a cat on his lap? And he's like in human form? Okay, so Licia is a girl who believes in Santa Claus, but her brother hates him and Christmas. What happens when he will say it out loud? Will they survive this Christmas, or will it end up very horribly? Read and find out. Have you ever thought that villains are sexy? Well, I do. I'm watching Avengers now, and I'm so in love with Loki. What is that? What does this have to do with Krampus? Okay, well, it's understandable. The girl is talking about her favorite villains, I guess. Oh, I forgot. I should introduce myself. I'm Alice Black. I have waist black hair and big green eyes. I'm what people call fit, and my skin is pale. I have a few tattoos. I'm what people call freak. When I was young, I would always want my characters to be like super cool and dark and emo, and I would always be like, oh, their emo hair brushed against their forehead, and they had this checkered shirt. And right now, I don't do that. It's something that people, I guess, when they grow older or when they learn how to write more, that's something they get rid of, because those are unnecessary details that a reader doesn't have to know about. But if you want to add them, you can add them throughout the story, not just all in one thing, because it's just like, okay, she's a badass. Alright, we get it. Today is 23/12, which is December 23rd. So we are decorating our house. Yeah, I love Christmas, but my brother hated. I heard some voices, so I went downstairs to the living room. And great. Everybody from our big family are here, and they were already fighting. I saw my brother in a corner with his friends. My brother's name is Mark. He is what people call Jock. He has got toned body and blonde hair. And now one of his friends is now eye raping me. Oh. I grabbed a glass of water, she put double T, so water, and went back to my room. I soon heard screaming, and then I heard my brother yell that he hates Christmas. I can just imagine someone randomly yelling, I hate Christmas, and then everything goes back to normal. Oh well, I grabbed my notebook and Skyped with my friends till 11 p.m. 11 p.m.? Jesus Christ, don't you have parents that tell you to go to bed? I then went to my bathroom and took shower and put on my pajama shorts and crop top. I went to my room and saw my brother and his friends. What do you want? I asked him. He just smirked at me and said that they want to have fun. And then she put in parentheses, not the way you think, perverts. So we grabbed bottle and started to play spin the bottle. Oh, we're gonna have fun. Ew, what if it lands on his sister though? That's so gross. There's only 3 of them, right? Oh, I'm so dumb. The brother and his friends. But still, what if it landed, what if the brother was spinning it and then it landed on her? Okay. So we grabbed bottle and started to play spin the bottle. We were so into it that we only looked away when the electric went out. We looked around and then I saw a shadow near my window, so I got up and went to look out of it. I saw something walking away from our house. I ran from my room down to the front door. What? I grabbed my coat and ran out of the house? Who in their right mind sees a shadow in the window and runs after it? Desperately. She's literally running out there oh my gosh, I have to see what it is. I know that I'm an idiot, but I was also so curious. Why? It could have been just some bird or something. I ran and then I saw it. Big black thing standing on the neighborhood roof. I started to back up and it moved and jumped to the ground in front of me. I fell on my butt and closed my eyes, waiting for death. Someone commented, "Big black thing standing. Great description, author. I applaud you." And then an asterisk claps like a retard. Big black thing. I opened one eye and saw the thing running its fingers through my hair. So now he's giving you like a scalp massage. I was scared and cold. Tears started to form in my eyes. Who are you? It stopped playing with my hair and pointed its finger at himself. Krampus. So it's a man! I shivered with cold and he grabbed me bridal style and put me close to him. He was really warm. Why, Krampus? Why would you grab this random girl? And like, that's not the Krampus that we know. Come on, people. At least try to... See, I like it in fan fictions when people, they keep the character... They keep the character's personality. I mean, they could add little stuff too, like, oh, make him like cute and stuff, but I like it when they keep the personality and then they incorporate stuff. But stuff like this, like when Krampus is like, oh, let me warm you up. I mean, it feels like I'm looking at a different character. And I'm not saying it to be mean, like critical and stuff, but it's a good thing for if you want to write a fan fiction, try to keep the character's personality so that when people read it, they actually feel like they're reading the character. So that's just a little piece of advice. He was really warm. I started to close my eyes when I heard my father voice calling my name. Alice! Alice! He sounded so scared. I looked at Krampus and he put me down and nodded at me. I started to walk towards my father, but then I turned around and looked back at Krampus. He was still watching me. Will I see you again? He looked taken back, but then nodded and disappeared. I started to run towards my father. Alice, oh my, are you okay? Why did you run away? I couldn't answer him. I was still in shock of what I saw today. So the girl who wrote this said, so I know it's pretty bad. Please feel free to criticize. So far, it's, I think things are moving too fast. Maybe slow it down. But I like it for this video because I want things to move fast so that, you know, I could quickly get through this all and not make it so long. I was sitting on the sofa and everyone were looking at me. I looked at Grandma. Do you know who Krampus is? She looked at me, shocked. Did you met him? How are you still alive? She nearly screamed. I looked down at my lap. I nodded and got up and went to my room. Boys were still in my room. I grabbed a blanket, and sit in the corner. I still had to think of Krampus. He was so kind. I don't get it. Why would Grandma think that Krampus would kill me? I must say that he looked scary. I looked up and saw the boys looking at me worried. Wait, why worried? They bullied me. I got up and went to the kitchen. Everyone were looking at me worried. My mom looked like she wanted to say something, but she didn't. I went to the doors and opened them. Out there was still snowing very hard and it was very cold. I ran out the doors and ran and ran. I heard someone scream my name and looked behind me. There was running my bro and his friends. I ran even faster, but they got closer and closer. And then I saw him. He was sitting on top of a house. When he saw me, he jumped on the roof and landed in front of me. I looked behind me and saw the boys looking at the Krampus. Alice, step away from him! I didn't listen to him. I started to walk to him. He opened his arms. When I was close enough, I hugged him. He started to play with my hair. Alice? The boy started to walk closer. Krampus roared and grabbed me and jumped on the roof. Oh, I thought he said jumped off the roof. I just imagine Krampus holding onto the girl and then they just both jump off the roof to their deaths. I don't know why that was so funny. Okay. Krampus roared and grabbed me and jumped on the roof. Hey, hey, it's okay. No one is taking me from you. I started to calm him down. He then held me bridal style. I started to jump from roof to roof. I don't know where he was taking me, but I didn't care. I closed my eyes and in a minute I fell asleep. It was hot. It was so hot in the room. I looked, I was in some room. It looked fancy. I was on a bed in a... Wait, these are not my clothes? I was in some sexy lingerie. She spelled lingerie. I got up and went to the first doors. There was 3 doors in the room. The first doors were bathroom doors. Then I went to the second doors. It was closet. And the last doors were doors to the hall. I went out of the room and walked down the hall. There were stairs leading to somewhere down. When I was at the bottom of the stairs, I saw big doors. So it opened and saw some man. Wait, I mean devil. He have horns on top of his head. I was curious, so I went inside the room. Wow, if I saw someone with horns... Well, actually, I'm horned horror, so... Yeah, I'd act like she does, just walk in there. Hey, horn buddy. When he heard me, he looked at me. And let me tell you, this was one hex. This was one hot, sexy piece of me. 6-pack, abs, black long hair, and sexy red eyes. I started to walk closer to him. He disappeared, and to my surprise, he appeared behind me. He then hugged me from behind, and I could feel his hot breath on my neck. Imagine him just breathing like that's disgusting. How was your sleep, my queen? He asked me in his sexy deep voice. My knees started to shake. Good, but who are you? I'm my queen, and the Krampus. I looked at him shocked. Someone then came into the room and looked at me. I then remembered that I'm only in lingerie. Linguini. I'm only in linguini. Krampus roared and stepped in front of me. Don't look at her! Great, my sweet Krampus is very possessive. Very possessive. The devil bowed and left the room. Krampus have picked me up and took me back to the room when I first woke up. He then went to the closet and gave me red and black long dress. It was beautiful. I feel like they made Krampus like gothic because that's what they're into. I mean, it's obvious that they're into the gothic people or hardcore because I mean long black hair. Or did it say he had long hair? I don't know. I think it did. And like red and black dress. And what if he had like short brown hair? Like, come on, people. Come on. It was beautiful. I put it on and then he put a necklace on me. I hugged him and then he took my hand and we walked to some room. There were 2 thrones, one bigger and one smaller. He led me to the smaller one and then he sit me on the bigger one. And then he sit on the bigger one. He still had my hand in his. Devils started to come in the room and when the room was full, everyone have bowed. Krampus stood up. As all of you know, I have found my soulmate. Nobody finds their soulmate that quick. Come on, man. He took my hand and I stood up. She is ready to be queen. If there is someone who disagrees, please come up. There is a female devil that have stepped closer to us. She can't be the queen. She is just a human. She has an annoying voice. She is stronger than you, Dimitri, Krampus said. Cramp said. Dimitri then shut up and stepped back. He then grabbed a crown that was on the pillow and the table. I accept you, Alice Black, as our queen. He then put the crown on me. I was very confused, but I bowed and said that I accept to be the queen and stay by his side. Everyone then clapped. We then left and went to our room. What have just happened? I asked Krampus. He just smiled at me and picked me up and sat me on the bed. He then took my dress off and the necklace. He then went inside the bathroom and came out in boxers. Just imagine Krampus wearing some boxers. Ugh! Like, I feel like I'm not reading a Krampus story, though. I would have liked it if she kept his beast stay, because I am so not digging this gothic guy. I don't even feel like I'm reading a Krampus fan fiction anymore. He then got in the bed and put an arm around me. "Good night, my queen," he whispered in my ear, and then we fell asleep. No, it's fine if you don't have perfect English. I mess up a lot also. Alice's point of view. I woke up with my arm around my waist, but then I remembered that Krampus is asleep next to me. Wait, what? Krampus? I quietly asked him. He opened one eye. Why am I here? I really need to know. He took me away and didn't tell me the reason. He told you yesterday. He made you his queen. Come on, Alice. What's it called? Stay up to speed with stuff. Because you are my soulmate, he replied with his deep mourning voice that is so sexy. Wait, Alice, stop. You can't. Stop, you can't what? Soulmate? Yes, Alice, soulmate. It means that you are the one that I'm supposed to be with. That will sit next to me on the throne. That will carry my babies. I was blushing mess when he said the babies part. He smirked at me and then kissed me. It was slow, heated kiss. I then got on top of him and he asked me for entrance into my mouth. He's just like, can I enter your mouth? Okay, Krampus, that's so, When I didn't give it to him, he grabbed my ass. Oh god, since this is most likely written by a little girl, it's gonna be awkward. And little girl, what are you doing writing stuff like this? Leave it to the adults. Come on, write something cute. Not sexual scenes. I knew that it was trick, so I didn't gasp, but when he bit my lip, I did. We fought for dominance, but he won. He then explored my mouth and then moved his mouth into my neck. He was sucking, biting, and licking everywhere he could. And when I finally moaned, he stopped at that place and started to abuse it. It's like he grabs a stick. Beats poor Alice up. Jeez. Okay, so they had some time to themselves. Time skip. Krampus's point of view. She is breathtaking. I loved her when I first saw her. She is perfect and she is mine. My soulmate. My bride. And then in parentheses, wink. He will propose. Wink. Well, you shouldn't have told us that. Now we're not gonna be surprised when he does propose. My queen and mother of my child. You don't even know if she's pregnant yet. Yes, I'm demon, so I can hear another heart inside her. They barely. Oh, okay. It says time skip. So I was gonna criticize how she immediately got pregnant, like right after that. But I guess it's been a while. So he hears another heartbeat inside of hers. You are maybe wondering, why is she pregnant and how can you know when she is one night pregnant? What? Yeah, so it has been a night. Jesus Christ. Demon babies grown faster. One night is 1 month. I feel like the happiest man alive. Don't be writing stuff like this. I mean, do whatever you want. Whatever. No, don't do whatever you want. Don't do whatever you want. What would your mother say if she found out you were writing sexy scenes with Krampus? What would she say? Alice's point of view. I woke up and felt different. Krampus was lying next to me. He had an arm around my belly. So when I finally got up, I felt really bad, so I ran to the bathroom. Toilet was in the corner, so I ran to it and emptied my stomach. Maybe after sex illness? Okay, that's stupid. Love, are you okay? Someone asked in the doorway. I looked up and saw Krampus. Yeah, I say, and he picked me up and take me back to bed. Okay, love, listen please. He starts and I get a little worried. As you know, I'm a demon, he gulps. I nod. As demon, we can impregnate someone very quickly, he says, and I freeze. No way! No donuts way. So you're saying that I'm pregnant? I ask quietly. He only nods. But how can you know? I freak out. I mean, even if I'm pregnant, I'm day pregnant. I shout and start to hyperventilate. Love, please calm down, Krampus says. Our child grows up faster. I look at him in shock. Just calm down. It's not good for the child. I nodded and breathed in and out. I loved how she just completely forgot all about her family. Okay, so the story is still gonna continue, but she hasn't updated. What can I say about this? I didn't even feel like I was reading a Krampus fanfiction. I mean, like I said before, just stick to the characters' personalities. Don't have them transform into this hunky man with abs and long dark hair and he's so edgy and stuff. And this girl, she don't even give two shits about her family or her poor brother. He was like running after her with his friends and she was just like, bye, I'm going with Krampus. So if you guys like this, let me know if you want to hear, you could even recommend fan fiction story for me to read. Keep it horror related because, I'm a horror channel and I don't want to read something like Dora the Explorer. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.